hell with you, man. Like,
It's
adore this fucking movie, so I'm super stoked we get to hang out and talk about it.
hell yeah, I know a lot of people are not big fans of this movie, and I can kind of get where they're coming from. This one took a bunch of watches for me to come around to it, but I'm finally there, and I think this movie is a blast to watch. And I just don't. If you watch it as an on Friday the 13th movie, it's a very damn well made horror movie by a 23-year-old director at the time, man. I mean, what's
Adam
not to love
Marcus,
about
man.
this? What is not to love? This movie got gore, fantastic gore. Of course, in the uncut version. Don't watch the theatrical one. You got some naked ladies in this one too, as well, because it's Friday the 13th. You got to. One of the best kills in the entire franchise, probably, in the 10. So,
Oh yeah.
a lot of fun stuff to talk about, and then we got to talk about some bad stuff too, because that's just the way it goes. I got the poll in the chat on my channel. So if you're watching on my channel, please feel free. Drop what you guys think about this movie. I'm expecting a lot of low scores, but
So am I.
I put it out on YouTube and Instagram, and it was actually higher than I thought it was going to be. So who knows what it's going to be. But let me see what we always got to do first. We got to pull up the stat line for this movie. And look at this. We got the critics 16%, audience 23%, which unfortunately for this franchise, that's not too far off the path from the other ones. So it's kind of right there. Budget $3 million and it grossed $15.9 million. I mean, still brought back its money. So I guess you could say a success, maybe. I guess. But chat, drop in what you think is good or bad about this movie, because we want to know. We'd like to know, and I'll read it out and see what we can do here. First off, obviously, the way we do these, we talk about the good, we talk about the bad, and then we give the judgment, which is our final grade for this movie. So we're going to go ahead and kick off Jason Goes to Hell with the good, and I will let Ken start us off. What's good about Jason Goes to Hell?
They really, the big thing that I talk about when I talk about the good of this movie is for 8 movies, or 7 movies essentially, you've had a guy in a hockey mask terrorizing kids, and it became stale by this point. They were trying new things. They tried to bring in an adversary for him and Tina in part 7. They tried to take him out of Camp Crystal Lake in part 8. In part 5, they tried the swerve of who was the killer. None of it was really working out too well. So what they did was they hired this kid, and it's very well known that Sean Cunningham went to Adam Marcus and said, I don't care what you got to do, get that fucking hockey mask out of my movie. So Adam Marcus is this kid, and he's never directed anything above music videos, and he's tasked to write and direct this movie. So what does he do? The first thing he does is he picks up the phone and he calls, why am I blanking on his name? Sam Raimi. And he's like, Sam, I'm writing a Friday the 13th movie. I want to incorporate Evil Dead. Sam goes, there's no way the studio's going to let that happen. There's no way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my personal copy of the Necronomicon for you to put in the movie. But you can't say the name and you can't say Deadite. So what's he do? He takes the Necronomicon, he displays it in the movie. You have a character grab the book and look right at it. So the first thing, without Jason Goes to Hell, we don't get this amazing graphic novel right here. Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash was started because of Jason Goes to Hell. That's the whole reason that this exists. And this movie is, the scene in the diner is like a Terminator sequence. You got people jumping over, booths. You got the gunfire. You got the elbow to the face and the head. Like, oh, man. And the best, to this day, the absolute best ending to any horror movie of all time, in my opinion. Like, I don't think, there's been endings that have affected Tales from the Hood, for example, the scariest horror movie ending of all time. Sure. But when it comes to the ending that made me just go, like, I got grounded because of this movie, like genuinely, like I wouldn't stop talking about the ending. And this was my Avengers Endgame, before any of that ever happened, to see the ending with Freddy's glove come up and take Jason's mask. And the movie starts with something that we all talked about as kids, like, why don't you just throw Jason in a volcano? Why don't you just blow him up? And they do it to open the film. And you're like, where the hell do we go from here? So like, I could literally talk about why I love this movie all night, man. But I'll cap it right there just so that way, we can get on with the show. But there's so many positives to this movie. And I mean, the dagger they used to kill Jason is so obviously the Kandarian dagger from Evil Dead. Like it's so obviously that dagger, man. And it's all they had the idea. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but they had, oh my God. The lady in the chat right now is very pretty, but holy shit. What is she talking about? She hates this movie, dude, like with a passion.
Hater.
So he had written Elias Voorhees into this movie, who is Jason's father.
Yeah.
And Sean Sheridan and them were like, or Sean Sheridan, I'm looking at Sean over here. John Cunningham and them were like, no, because then if we do another movie, we got to kind of do the backstory on Elias and explain who he is. And they didn't want to do that. So it's really amazing to me how in-depth this movie is. When people just look at it at a surface level, sure, it's not like the best Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah. But
the depth of this movie, especially written by a young dude, it's brilliant to me. It's such a brilliant and underrated movie.
I'm finally coming around to seeing that for sure. Like you said, the opening of this movie, I'm trying to go through the franchise a little bit. This got to be one of the best openings of the franchise. Easily. I mean, I don't particularly love the look of Jason, but that aside, the opening itself, I mean, you get the cabin, you get the cliches, the stereotypical stuff that's in these movies, and then it just flips around. You think, oh, Jason's gonna kill this lady in the middle of the woods, blah blah blah. Nope. Lights come on, cops come out. That, like you said, why haven't they done this already? He's been killing people at the same place for 2 decades now, almost, and they finally did it, and they blow him up. I know a lot of people don't like the grunting and the and all that shit, but Jason has always done that.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like in part 3, he groans and grunts all the time.
He makes noises the entire time, unless they're trying to say this is zombie Jason. He shouldn't make noises and stuff. But I mean, Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason was like, he's fucking breathing like he has scuba gear on. So
what about that moment, man? Like one of the best scenes of any movie, honestly, when they get to that moment and you haven't seen Jason, and then you find out, boom, he busts out of that floor, dude. Like, oh my God, that moment is so epic, dude. Like every time when he busts up and jumps and lands on the fucking, and you're just like, oh my God, it's him. Like, we finally have Jason Voorhees in this movie, dude. Like, oh, it's so good. So good.
You got a super chat on your channel from Sean Sheridan. Says, I don't hate this movie. It's okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it, man. Growing up, I was always told how shitty. Everybody's like, why do you like this movie? This movie sucks. I'm like, you suck. Okay, like this movie's awesome. Man, someone boot Justin out of the chat. I'm joking.
So we got.
I'm kidding. Totally kidding. I love you, Justin.
Halloween
6 is better. Yeah, that's my dude.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, don't even entertain it, Matt. Don't even entertain it.
I don't love Halloween 6 as much as a lot of other people do, though. So, I mean, maybe. But that, like I said, the opening is fantastic shit. Special effects in this movie, I don't want to say it because obviously we've had Tom Savini in this franchise many times, but these special effects are some of the best in the entire franchise. Especially when the cop is melting away, like that scene. Incredible. It's so gooey.
That's Hellraiser, size body horror right there.
His jaw falls to the floor, and then he's sticking to the floor. It looks... who knows why that's happening? I don't know why that's happening, but it looks good. And
Right.
hey, and why is he shave? Why is he shave that other dude?
That's so like that's part of my negatives. But I feel
uh
like that is one of those parts that's just thrown in to make the movie weird. Like I felt like some producer was like, "Listen,
shave
just
him.
hear me out." You know what I mean? Like, um,
Shave
but
his ass.
I also feel like one of my big negatives to this movie is also in the opening. I feel like because Jason hears when three kids are walking through the woods at Camp Crystal Lake. You know what I mean? Like he knows there's kids, but he doesn't know the entire FBI has infiltrated Camp Crystal Lake and they've set a trap for him outside. Like that whole moment to me is like, wait a minute.
Come
Obviously, I'm
on.
reaching at this point. You know what I mean? Like I'm reaching, but it's just one of those moments where I'm like, okay. And again,
Yeah.
I'm reaching because I have to like really cherry pick to try to find negatives in this movie.
Mhm.
I mean, even like the meta stuff they do in this movie, like they do some cool meta shit. Like you have Kane Hodder telling everybody that Jason's nothing but a big old pussy. Like that to me is hilarious. Like that's super funny to me.
That was Adam Marcus, right? Was he one of the ones corners, right? Or am I wrong? Was he the one with
You
the
mean Kane
probes?
Hodder?
Or Adam Marcus? Wasn't he the one with the glasses that said yes, that's a probe? Wasn't that him?
It might have been. I
I don't know.
didn't think so.
I don't know why I'm thinking that was him. But I can't remember. But I do. I mean, the coroner guy's creepy as shit.
Oh my gosh, he's so good. I don't think he was in the movie.
No, I don't know why I thought that guy was him.
Yeah.
Man,
But because he also did Adam Marcus, I have a really big love for him because he also did one of my first favorite movies of all time, My Boyfriend's Back. He also did that movie.
okay.
And like, so he knows how to put the comedy. Okay. Mike says, yes, Adam Marcus is the one that did it. I've
Oh,
never realized that.
let me see. So I don't know why I remember that for some reason, but maybe it was. Well, hold on. Was he? I see Kip Marcus. He was Randy. That's probably his brother, huh?
No,
Adam
he's Officer Bish.
Officer Bish. So he wasn't the coroner guy.
No, he is Officer
Damn.
Bish in the movie.
So he was in the. Okay, so he was in the movie. I just had the wrong guy, but still counts. Still counts.
He Stephen Kinged himself in there.
which of the bodies that he jumps into is your favorite? Which Jason killing machine is your favorite in this movie?
Oh, the dude that ate the heart, the first guy, man.
Ah, yeah.
I love it. But you know what? The second guy too, like the cop one, I'm not too much into. Like when he actually becomes like that, the cop, because it's so obvious and they try to do that red herring with it. But when you have the dude that eats the heart and then he's like your first, yes, and it's so gross, man. Like it's just so gnarly. I do love that one a lot. That's a good one.
It's beating like a boom, 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 boom,
Yes.
and like he's like looks so confused. Then he just goes to town on that thing like it's a fucking $5 foot long over there. Did he have to eat the whole thing though? That's the thing, or did he just eat like a piece?
I think that because here's what my thing is. Like, if you watch the first Evil Dead movie, we never see what the thing that's going through the woods in Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2.
Oh, yeah.
That could easily be one of those little worm things, And so I think that's what they're trying to insinuate here is that's the Deadite that goes in between bodies. Because we see Ash become Evil Ash in Evil Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the backstory of it is Elias Voorhees, who is Jason's father, resurrected Jason with the Necronomicon because he couldn't handle the loss of his son.
Uh-huh.
So Jason is kind of like this king Deadite in the world of, especially like Ash versus Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Like Jason is kind of like the king Deadite in this world. Mm-hmm. And so I think that adding that does give off that, Jason Stein thing, like that really helps to understand how he's a Deadite and how he's able to come back and do all these different things. And That's all the brainchild of Adam Marcus, this guy that's just a huge horror movie fan.
What do you think of Jessica as I guess she technically is the final girl, even though it's kind of a combo platter with this one with Steven and Jessica.
I think the one thing about the Friday franchise, like, yeah, sure, you had Alice, you had Tina, but they've never been strong on their final, like the final girls of Friday have not like Nightmare, Halloween, like they, your final girls in those franchises really help Scream. Your final girls really help to propel those franchises. That's one of the weakest moments of Friday the 13th to me is their lack of final girl power.
Yeah.
So even with this one, nothing special. I think obviously Tina, because of her kick-ass abilities, I think she was an amazing final girl. And then Alice from part 2, I think she's fantastic just because she's, willing to stand on her own and do her shit. But overall, even like there's not that one final girl in here that could hold a candle to Nancy or Lori or Sydney. They don't have those ones in these movies. And I think that's the biggest thing that holds Friday back for me.
What are we talking about? Creighton Duke, baby. Because Creighton Duke is a character that a lot of people don't like. For some reason, I love Creighton Duke. I think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut. You know what I mean? That is exactly what I'm thinking about when I think of Creighton Duke. It's kind of got
he's hilarious.
Corey Cunningham thing, though. Where was he at before? I know he was just thrown into this one, but...
And this is something that Ashley and I fight about this one a lot. And because with the exception of Friday the 13th, 4, 5, and 6, I think 4, 5, and 6 have that continuity between them. Every other Friday movie to me is like its own movie. Like none of them have any type of, you can watch part 7 and not have watched any of them before, and you're fine. Like you don't have to know the lore of the movies in order to enjoy each movie. So that's another thing which could be considered lazy writing, as Ashley likes to say. But each one of these movies really is a fresh start. It's a new take. What can we do to make Jason our Jason? What can we do to make this movie our movie? Like I said, you don't have to watch part 1 or 2 to understand part 6 or 8. What I love about this franchise is each movie is its own individual thing. And especially, like I said, Adam Marcus was tasked with an almost impossible job. I mean, could you imagine somebody going and being like, hey, we're making right now, today, be like, hey, we're making Nightmare on Elm Street, but you better not have that sweater or that fucking finger knife glove in my movie. You know what I mean? People be like, what the hell am I supposed to do? They took what is the most iconic part of Jason Voorhees and told this kid essentially, write a movie about this guy without the most iconic part about him.
He did a good job. We just came off of Jason Takes Manhattan. Obviously, Adam Marcus, where's he gonna go? I mean, Jason was at the bottom of the tunnel. A lot of people say he turned into a little boy. I think that was in Rennie's head, personally. But obviously, Adam Marcus had to carry the scraps of what was left of this franchise to give us something, and he gave us something weird, something different. And you know what happens when people give us something different? The diehard fans do not like it at all.
Right.
So that's why this one always ends up on the bottom of most people's rankings for the franchise, because they hate this movie very much.
And it's definitely weird. Like it's definitely a weird movie, but man, like, I don't know. And no offense to anybody that likes them, but I don't know how you can put this below like the original Manhattan, Jason X. Like, again, if you like those movies, awesome. I'm glad there's a fan base for those movies. I really am. I'm jealous because there's not any movie that I want to dislike. I want to like everything. Life sucks when you don't like anything. But I don't understand the hate for this movie. Like, people have tried to tell me. My wife, who's my best friend, who I've been married to for 20 years, she hates this movie. And like, it is an unreasonable hate. And I'm like, babe, this movie's not that bad. Like, what is it? And she's like, I don't know. It's stupid. I'm like, whatever. Like, I
I
love
mean,
you anyway.
yeah, it's got the typical Friday stuff. We got the camp. Obviously, we're not focused on it entirely, but it is there. We got the kills. We got, sex, nudity. It's all there. We just added a baby, Jason Burgers, a bounty hunter, a
I still
sleazeball
make Jason
reporter.
burgers.
take the eyeballs out. This is a 2-for-1
Yep.
burger cell.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, but Creighton Duke he's a fun character. I just
Mhm.
wish that his battle, whenever he does come face to face with Jason at the end, was a little bit longer, a little something else. It was just kind of over like that real quick. And
A lot. Adam Marcus says that he has a cut of this movie somewhere that's like 2.5 hours long.
damn,
And there's a lot different in that movie. It's even more different than the director's cut. And I really hope we get that someday. That's something I'd really, really love to check out. I mean, they just released Heart of Darkness.
Mhm.
It's coming out soon. It's the making of this movie, and I'm so excited to watch that. Like, so excited to see all the deep dives. And one of my good friends, he's actually the drummer for the band Coheed and Cambria. His name's Josh.
Okay.
He's in this documentary. Because he's like me. Like, one of the things that me and him bonded over before, even before music, was our love of Jason Goes to Hell. That was like one of the very first things that me and Josh like really, really bonded over.
Mhm.
And he got the chance to be in this documentary. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm so fucking jealous of you. Like, I'm so jealous that you get to do this, because he's one of those, he has at his house, it's a full-size replica of Jason from this movie. And the person that made it for him made the face, so you could take the mask off and actually see a face underneath it, because this is one of the only Jason movies where you don't see Jason's face. Like, you don't see, I believe, in 2 and in this one are the only 2 really that you don't see any part of Jason's face ever.
Yeah, because Jason X, you see it a little bit on the table.
Yeah.
Jason Takes Manhattan, you got the nice clay face, so we definitely see it in
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, you're right. We did not see it in this movie. I wish we could. I would have loved to see what it looked like, especially because it was like bubbling out. And if this is a continuation of Jason Takes Manhattan, obviously he had that toxic waste shit thrown on his face, so it would have been all fucking messed up.
One thing, I think that they used the budget for better things. You know what I mean? Like you were talking earlier, like I think that they wanted to make him shrouded like that because they didn't want to use any type of budget for that. They wanted to use it for the diner shootout. They wanted to use it for all the kills that they did. Oh, you do see Jason's face at the end of 2. See, that's how long it's been, Gory, since I've seen that one.
Damn, that's
my you do. Yes. When he jumps through the window. You're right. Yep, you're absolutely right. This might be the only Jason movie where you don't see his face. Now that I'm thinking about it, because even in 7, you get the part where he leans forward and it breaks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with the exception of 5, because he's not there. But
not there. We see Roy. He's doing a good job. Good for him.
Right. Yeah, he's fine. I do want to say real quick, though, anybody that's here watching on Sledgehammer Horror, please go over to Fauci Cinema if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, become a part of his family. Matt's a great friend of ours. We're really, really honored anytime we get the chance to work with him. So please make sure you're subscribing over to his channel, hitting that notification bell, checking out all the amazing things he's doing, please.
Thanks, buddy. And obviously, if you're watching on my channel, which probably half of you are already subscribed to Ken anyway, the link is in the description box below. Go give him a sub.
That's what I love about our communities, man. Like, I'm watching the people on yours, and I'm like, hey, Jamie, Mike, Dean. Like it's a great community, man.
It really is. And this franchise review I've been doing has been fantastic. Different guests on every episode. Amazing people in the chat. A lot of people watch after the fact. I really appreciate all the support for sure. And thanks, Ken, for telling people to go subscribe, because that always helps.
Man, that's what we should do. We should all be following each other and watching each other. And I mean, like, I learned things from watching like you and Nick. You know what I mean? Like Nick, another person that I'm very, very good friends with. I definitely like I love watching my friends work together. Like, it's cool. It's that whole thing where if we succeed, we all succeed. So I love to be able to watch all our friends get to work together and talk about all these movies that, like I said, even watching you talk about Jason Takes Manhattan, a movie I'm not very fond of.
Yeah.
It makes you want to go rewatch it when you see people get giddy about it and talk about how much they love it. Like, maybe I'm missing something. Let me go back and recheck it out. And anybody that doesn't like Jason Goes to Hell, please check it out through my rose colored glasses.
Yeah, watch the new 4K. It's beautiful. Watch it. Anytime they pop out a new copy of it, I'm definitely gonna grab it for sure.
Hmm.
Um, it costs a lot of money though, so it's gotta keep it on the download from the wife. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so what's your favorite? It's probably obvious. But what's your favorite kill in Jason Goes to Hell?
Man, obviously the tent when I was a kid, like, which is funny because I didn't see this movie in cinema.
Mm,
I seen it when it came out, and I had seen the unrated cut before I had ever seen the theatrical. I didn't see the theatrical until years later.
mhm.
And thank you, Crazy.
Thanks,
You're
crazy.
not gonna regret it. I didn't see the theatrical till years later, and I'm watching, and I'm like, where are the titties at, man? Like, I remember, like, what the hell? Because as a kid, like, I've grown and I've matured,
Yeah.
but back then it was like, let's go, hell yeah. And I remember I realized, because I'm sorry, guys, I'm telling you, as a 40-year-old man, I've grown, I promise. But as kids, we would pause it on the boobies part, obviously,
What?
and then we would pause it when the steak came through. And I remember
Oh
pausing it
my.
right at the right moment and seeing that the body was already split before he pulls up the thing. And I was like, wait a minute. And me and my cousins were like, you sneaky bastards. You know what I mean? Like, so if you pause this right when the steak goes through, you can see it splits through. Like, you can see that it's already split on the dummy.
Okay.
And, like, so I got to give it up to that one, dude. But thank you very much, Sean. I love the fact the diner kill with the woman getting elbowed right in the mouth, or even the dude with the wrist. Like, that shit's so gnarly, man.
Oh, that is, like you said, that's mad Terminator stuff right there. Whenever that
Oh
guy's going
yeah.
out with the gun, he goes, "Ah!" breaks his arm and shoves it right back into him. Oh,
Yes. Oh,
that's
and
good.
also, Sean just became a member of Sledgehammer Horror. Something I want to promote real quick. We have not only two, but now we just added our third sneak preview of our upcoming film, Desperate Measures. It will be premiering July 12th at GhoulieCon in Kentucky, in Covington, Kentucky, if you guys can make it out. As of right now, keep fingers crossed, but it's looking like we may be able to play it at Horror Hound in Cincinnati in September, which we're really, really hoping for. We would love to be able to do that, but it's going to premiere at GhoulieCon July 12th. July 13th, the very next day, it will be free to all our YouTube members. Matt, I'll give you a copy if you want to review it for the
Thanks,
channel.
buddy.
That's all our friends that do reviews. We were asking them, please, even if you think it's garbage, like, just review it, try to get the word out about it. But this is the first film that Ashley and I, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but
Oh, you're good.
we did audio video production together in high school. Like, that's how we got together, was we were making movies in high school. This has been a part of our lives since we were kids. This is the first movie that Ash and I were casted in together as the leads. So, Sledgehammer Horror did not make this movie. We did not write this movie. We're producing it and we acted in it. So I really hope you guys get the chance to check it out. And like I said, there's a lot of sneak peeks right now for our members. So, and if you're anywhere near the Covington, Kentucky area, GhoulieCon is next weekend. Not only are we premiering our short film there, a really good friend of mine, Frankie G, you may know him as Xavier, the big dude in Saw 2. We're
Oh yeah.
premiering his new short film there, and he's going to be doing a live Zoom Q&A about it right afterwards. So it's a lot of great creators are going to be there. Anybody in the Cincinnati, Covington area, come out next weekend and hang out with us. We'd love to meet you guys.
There you go. Opportunities. That's awesome, dude. Definitely. I'll definitely love to check that out for you guys for sure.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I like a lot of these kills a lot, but I guess I got to go with the cop who melted. I mean, I don't really know if it's not really a kill; it's more of just a death. But it's
Still, man,
It's
it's
so
epic.
amazing, man. His like brain is there, and his teeth are falling out, and the skin is peeling and melting. That's some grade A special effects right there, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it just for that. It looks so good.
Yeah. And like I said, it's Hellraiser
Yeah,
esque, man. Like, it's really good.
I'm trying. I mean, I don't think there's a bad kill in this movie.
No,
They got the freaking head squeeze, blood squirts out the top of the head. There's blood everywhere in this movie, and the kills are underrated, maybe
Oh,
underrated,
absolutely.
underappreciated for sure. Um, yeah, definitely. If you haven't, hopefully all the good stuff we said will make you go back and rewatch it. Maybe just like it a little bit more for sure. You got anything else to add to the good category before we move on to the bad?
I'll leave it at no.
That's a no. Okay, so with every single movie, even the perfect ones, there got to be a little bit of bad, maybe. So we're gonna talk about what's bad about Jason Goes to Hell. I know you talked a little bit about some bad stuff, but I'll let you kick it off. I know you love it, but what is bad about Jason Goes to Hell?
Like I said, the opening with the FBI. I know it's a Jason movie. I get it. I totally understand, but that's so unrealistic to me that a whole FBI squad was able to sneak into Crystal Lake and Jason didn't know. Like that really does bum me out. I mean, like moments like the shaving stuff.
So weird.
It's not because it's homoerotic. I don't give a shit about that. You guys know that.
Yeah.
But it's out of place. You know what I mean? Like it's such an out of place moment that just doesn't make any logical sense. He didn't have to shave him to transplant. You know what I mean? Like, and I really do wish that we could have gotten more in the of Jason after that. You know, even we could have got like a good 15-minute stretch of Jason after he busted through that floor.
Yeah.
A little bit more of that because that moment is so epic. Like every time I watch this movie to this day, I get goosebumps every time we see that scene. Like it's such an epic scene. So yeah, that's another big one. And that woman wearing the strongest towel of all time as she's
Yeah, what's up
running
with that, man?
from Jason. Like, yeah, it's but I even love like the married couple, like the shorter dude and the people at the diner. Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just so outlandishly assholes that it works. But then here's another thing, right? Like, and again, this is me just being super nitpicky. Like, they actually, like, some news crew came in and filmed the security guard saying, "He ain't nothing but a big old pussy," and then they filmed him dead. like they filmed the dead security guard deceased. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm being super nitpicky,
I know.
but it's still like it's funny to me when I watch it. Like they filmed him do that, and then they came back after Jason had killed him. It was like, oh, he shouldn't have been talking shit.
He's dead.
You know, like this dude fucked around and found out. You know, like so it's just things like that, like little goofy moments. I think didn't have to happen. But yeah, it's still even as great as the kills were. I think that they've aged so well that we can't bitch about kills. There's certain like the first Friday, almost everything's off screen. One thing I say about this movie, you can't really bitch about any of these kills being butchered.
No. What? I know Tom Savini is a legend. I know. But in the first movie, I mean, the kills are not like people say they're really good, but they're nothing there besides
You have one,
Kevin
Bacon.
Bacon's, and it messed up. I mean, it messed up for the better, but
it was a happy accident.
I mean, the other ones are there and they look fine, but they're not like this.
No,
like, these ones are disgusting, and you like it like that. I'm trying bad. I think a little bit more Jason, of course, but then if I say that, then I say there got to be more Michael Myers in Halloween Ends. So I can't say that because I like that movie.
Well, this does take that less is more. It's like Bruce the Shark in Jaws. When you finally see the shark, you're like, let's go. In this movie, when Jason busts through that floor, you're like, there it is. Let's do it.
Maybe that's a little bit of bad. That whenever he comes out, you expect him to be so badass. And then he's having a little like kindergarten fight with Steven, just throwing him around. Picks him up, throws him. Picks him up, throws him. Like, what are you doing? Just kill him now.
Just get it over with.
He's getting beat up with the fucking broomstick and the shovel. Yeah, I mean, that could have been a little bit better. Super chat for you. There you go, from Troy.
No, Troy. He's in the Jason Goes to Hell fan club, man. He's the leader of the Jason Goes to Hell fan club.
It needs more love, man. It needs more love. Yes, that was not Robert Englund's voice, I don't think, right? That wasn't his voice. or his hand. That was Kane Hodder's hand.
It was Kane Hodder's hand. So Kane's the only guy to play Jason and Freddy.
I mean, obviously, and as kids who were growing up at that time, I was 5, and I definitely didn't see this movie then. But all those people that wanted Freddy versus Jason, after getting Jason versus generic Carrie, finally saw that glimpse of what it could be when Freddy's hand comes up and pulls that mask down, and then we don't get that movie for another 10 years. So
yeah,
that had to be a little heartbreaking for those of you kids, teenagers that were ready for it right there and didn't get it.
That was me. Dude, I'm telling you, like, when that happened and I saw that in my living room, like, I thought my head was going to literally explode off my body. Like, I couldn't believe it. Because Kane, one cool thing that we got to talk to Kane about, he was a stunt double for Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only person ever to play Leatherface, Jason, Freddy Krueger. He's like, all I got to do is let me do stunts for Michael in one movie. Like, let me do stunts for Michael in one movie so I can get, the Mount Rushmore. I can be one of each of them. But oh man, like, I can't, like, I get so baffled when, like, I see right here, if anyone says Jason Goes to Hell isn't the most entertaining, they're lying. It's awesome from start to finish. I agree. Like, I totally agree.
I mean,
I feel like this, like Halloween Resurrection. A lot of people hate that movie. I think that movie's fucking hilarious. Oh, you do hate that movie, don't you?
I do hate that movie.
Dude, like, again, is that a good Halloween movie? God, no. Is it a good horror movie? Hell no. But I've never once watched Halloween Resurrection and been like, God, I'm fucking bored. I always find something that makes me laugh or, something to cheer me up. But this movie, it's action-packed from beginning to end. And there's a lot of laughing throughout this movie, too. The dark humor in this movie is definitely there.
Mm-hmm. It's a banger, dude. It's a banger. Mm-hmm. Go back and rewatch it. You don't have to have it number 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. But it's better than some of these in this franchise, in my opinion, for sure. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Especially Jason X, which I hate very much.
So do I.
Thank you. Everyone. It's so fun. I was like, no, it's not. It's dumb.
It has cool kills, but I hate every character. The line deliveries are awful. The visuals are terrible. I don't hate the space thing. I think the space thing is fine. I think it's, I would say it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just everything else about it. It feels like a Lifetime movie when I'm watching the acting, the special effects, everything. It's everything I don't want in a Friday movie.
And the budget was kind of high, and that's what they turned out, a sci-fi network movie. So, JJ Wild says Halloween Resurrection is terrible, and I still want a Dangertainment hoodie. I mean, I'd rock a Dangertainment hoodie, though. Just saying.
Let the Dangertainment begin, baby.
Dangertainment. Busta Rhymes is not the worst part of that movie either, for anybody that says he is. I like him. I just don't like him.
Dude, he's hilarious in that movie. And the fact that his name is Freddy, like... That's like another homage right there, man. It's just great. The worst thing about that movie is Jamie Lee Curtis dying in the first 6 minutes. That's the worst thing about that movie.
And she flies
so
away
stupid.
She got big pajamas.
I love how Billy says what's crazy is that Pinhead was to appear at the end of Freddy vs. Jason.
That's so weird.
One of the horror movie crossovers I want to see is Nightmare on Elm Street with Hellraiser. Could you imagine? Somebody made this at a convention I was at, and it piqued my curiosity. It was the Freddy glove, but it was the lament configuration. Like, it looked like the lament configuration, and instead of the finger knives, they had finger long hooks, like that he could shoot out, like how the hooks come out from Hellraiser.
That's cool.
Man, Jason or Freddy as a Cenobite would be the most epic shit in the entire world, man.
That would be pretty dope. I mean, Hellraiser, he fits in, I guess. I don't know which one of them summoned him, but maybe Jason on accident probably did. Just poking something. And, oh, fuck! He doesn't talk, though, so that wouldn't be very exciting. You just kind of like stand there. Stewie loves the throwback scene in Jason X when he's back at the camp. That's fine. I'm not looking forward to rewatching it. That's like my son's favorite one, too, so...
it's funny how our opinions change. As a kid, this one and Manhattan. I thought Manhattan was so cool when I was a kid. Like, I thought it was so awesome when I was young. I was like, man, you got that awesome girl with a guitar, the boxer. Like I was like, this movie's so cool. And I watched it again when we started really critiquing stuff, and I was like, damn, little Kenny was an idiot.
Kenny was an idiot. Oh man. Anything else bad about Jason Goes to Hell?
No.
I'm trying to think. Not too much. All the characters are pretty cool. I like the reporter guy. He's a douche, obviously, but he's supposed to be that way.
Right.
Jason's sister's really nice, but obviously she gets killed off, so we don't get to spend any more time with her.
Does the Voorhees have to be alive?
Like the dead sister's down there, and he just crawled up her vagina.
Yep.
Oh my god, he popped right up.
Oh god,
that's some wrestling shit right there, man. Okay, so there's no more bad. It's gonna bring us to the final judgment for Jason Goes to Hell. Let me put the poll out on YouTube and Instagram like I did for every single one. And this is what we came up with. Instagram gave it a 3.13 out of 5. Higher than I ever would have imagined, averaged out. In YouTube, 3.04 out of 5. Once again, higher than I ever would have imagined, to be honest.
I'm amazed. Like I feel like the Grinch, and my little heart has grown 3 sizes this day because like I never thought a day like this would come where I could get Jason Goes to Hell above a 1.5 to people.
People vote. There was a lot of 2s, but surprisingly there was a shit ton of 3s and even a couple 4s. So
I give it a 3.5. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's a perfect movie, but 3.5 I think is very fair for this as a 9th installment of a film. Like 3.5 is a huge upgrade for me.
Because when I went to re-review it on Letterboxd, it had my previous rating and it was a 1. So yeah, I don't know where the 1 came from, but now it's up to a 3.5. So this movie jumped up 2.5 stars, just getting older, realizing it's not a Friday the 13th movie. It's just Jason killing people as a deadite, basically. Even though I'm not the biggest Evil Dead fan, so that really didn't factor into it that much for me.
Sure.
But, I put the poll in the chat. Let's see what you guys thought about Jason Goes to Hell. Wow. 4 got 34% of the vote. 2 and below got 26%. 3 got 23%, and 5 got 15% of the votes.
I love every single one of you.
Wow.
I love every single one of you.
Averaging 3.5-ish.
I'm serious. Like this to me is like, that's euphoric. Like I look at this movie like it's one of my kids, man, because I've been saying for so long. It's like one of those things where like you've defended it for so long that you feel personal with it. You know what I mean? Like, and because for those of you that don't know Sledgehammer Horror, we do a segment on our channel called In Defense Of, where we bring on guests that we defend a movie that we feel is worth defending that not a lot of people, like in the horror community. Yeah. The very first episode was Jason Goes to Hell. Like that was the crux to that whole thing, was defending a way for me to come out and defend Jason Goes to Hell. And so like, it's just, no, you're so good. Good Real. I love that you're doing
Brett,
that.
You're the man.
So it's one of those things where it's hard for me to not get emotional about this movie because I love it that much, man.
I don't love cocaine, but I like the movie. It's like Cocaine Bear. It's like Cocaine Jason, and he's just like,
yep,
and he goes fucking crazy. It's just it shocked me. I expected to put the polls out, average them all together. I expected to get 1.5, maybe 2 at the most, and to get 3s across the board is very, very impressive. So that's just saying later down the road when people go revisit a particular movie in another franchise that people hate from 2022, Halloween Ends, maybe that will come back alive and have a lot of stars, and I'll be there rooting my ass off for that one. We'll see.
You know how I feel about that movie. I think that Halloween Ends is an amazing movie. I think Halloween Ends is a shit ending to that trilogy.
I can't argue.
I think that movie is awesome. I think that movie is extremely underrated. The acting is so good in it. Andy Matichak is so good in that movie.
Rowan
Corey
Campbell,
Cunningham,
yeah.
obviously, he's amazing. Rowan Campbell, but I think everybody was pissed because we wanted the big Laurie Michael movie that we didn't get. But it's aged so well. Like you go back and watch it now, I think including the original, that might be the best opening in that franchise with the kid, falling like that. To me, when I first watched that, dude, I was like, whoa. Crazy, get out of here. No, I'm kidding. I'm glad you like it, man. My thing is like I would hate the idea of a movie having no fans breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely breaks my heart. If somebody's creating art, I really, really hope there's an audience for it. Even if it's not me, the saddest thing to me is unloved art. So the fact that you love Jason X, you think it's better than Jason Goes to Hell, I think that's incredible. I wish I liked that movie. Like I said before, like I don't want to go into these movies like I don't want to like this. So I'm really glad that you like that movie so much.
I was gonna say honestly, if the whole Friday the 13th franchise, I probably don't rewatch only 2 of the movies, and Jason X is one of them. I don't feel the need to rewatch it. And another one, maybe a hot take, I don't know, Freddy vs. Jason, I do not rewatch that movie. I just don't have a good time.
It's another thing for me, like when it came out, I was like, this is amazing. Just because it was Freddy and Jason. It was 2 of my icons growing up that I loved. And then I watched the movie and I was just like, and then I grew to appreciate it again because do you know what the original idea for that movie was?
What?
When the script was originally written, it was written that Satan had pulled Freddy and Jason out of hell and taken them back to Earth, and they had to pretty much do a kill count. And whoever got the most kills would stay on Earth and the other would go back to hell.
Wow.
I was like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That made me appreciate Destiny's Child being in Freddy versus Jason.
Like, oh, God. Yeah, I saw that movie 3 times when it came out. Mm-hmm. I thought it was the best thing in the world. And then, now I don't watch it. I don't want to watch it. I don't like
CGI is so bad, dude.
It's bad. Jason's bad. Freddy's good.
The Etsy J from Jay and Silent Bob, the Wish version of him in this movie. Oh my God. And one of my most hated lines of the whole franchise when she's like, Freddy died by fire and Jason by water. How can we use that? Like, shut the fuck up, man. And then they have Jason scared of water in this movie. I'm like, he's shaking in the water.
Freddy makes it rain on him, and then he's quick cowering.
This is ridiculous, man.
Come on. He comes out of the water like in the fucking movie.
In every movie, he's in the water. One good thing I could say about Freddy vs. Jason, bomb ass soundtrack.
Yeah,
the soundtrack to that movie was dope, dude. Like From Autumn to Ashes was on there. This super metal soundtrack.
That was directed by a guy who did music videos, right?
I believe so.
So, yeah, that movie's coming up. I'm not really looking forward to it. But we got what do we got? Next week, we got Justin coming back on for Jason X because he loves that movie, and I do not. He's already tried once for the watch-alongs to get me to like it. It didn't work, and it's definitely not going to happen this time again, for sure. This is going to be the only one.
I can't wait to watch you and Justin talk about it, though.
Well, I thought he liked Manhattan, which is why I had him on. And then he's like, I don't really like this movie that much. I was like, okay. I didn't know that. I was like, what's good about it? He's like, no, I don't really like this one. I was like, okay.
My bad.
Right. Let's make the best out of this, I guess, then. But that's coming up at the end of the month. I got Matt from Mad Blood coming on to talk Freddy vs. Jason because he loves that movie, which I do not. So that's going to be another rough one for me. And then after that one, we have going to be a first-time guest, Daniel from the Cobwebs channel, which I've been watching his shit a lot recently. So he's coming on for my birthday stream type thing, plus top 10 horror of 2025 so far. I'm excited to get to talk to Daniel. He's probably...
Have you worked with him yet?
I have not. It's going to be the first time.
Oh, Dude, he's incredible, man.
He-
We were there when he got hacked, and me and Ashley
Aw.
did a couple videos to try to help him get his channel back, and he ended up getting his channel back. And we've gotten to work with him a couple times, and you are going to love him. He's a great dude. His knowledge is incredible.
It's crazy.
Yes, dude. Like, I'm so happy that you and him are working together. Like, that's going to be an amazing episode.
He, like, watching his videos, I don't know how he has so much time for this. He knows so many movies that I've never heard of, and
Dude.
probably, honestly, some of them probably have no interest in watching at all anyway. But he knows a lot about every single kind of subgenre, whatever. Man,
And the thing about him is when you watch him, even if it's something you don't think you'll be into, you're just entertained listening to him talk about it.
Yep. I know it's gonna be. I'm excited to see his list. That's all I'm saying, because we got crazy different tastes. So we'll see how that goes. And like you said, a lot of these movies this year have been mid, so it's gonna be a little rough to come up with the top 10.
Yeah.
What's coming up on Sledgehammer Horror over there?
Today, actually, we released Ashley's Villain of the Month. Every July or every first of the month, we release Ashley does a segment called Villain of the Month, where she picks a villain and she, talks about how amazing they are. And this month, obviously, with the release of Megan 2.0, she did Megan. Mm-hmm. Next month will be The Fisherman with I Know What You Did Last Summer coming out this month. But tomorrow night, we're doing a tier ranking live every week, ranking part ones, part twos, part threes, and tomorrow we are on part fives. So we'll be ranking a tier ranking of Friday the 13th 5, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Exorcist 5, all these different movies. That'll be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Friday, we have our fan video of what horror means to me. We had a bunch of people send in videos on what horror means to them and why they love horror so much. And part one of that comes out on Friday. So anybody here in the chat, if you'd like to be a part of that, go to our community tab. It has my email on there. Send us a video. We're probably, by the amount of videos we've gotten so far, we're probably going to do 3 to 4 different videos on this because it's amazing getting all your guys' answers on why horror is so important to you and why it means so much to you and why it's an escape from reality. And it's awesome, dude. Like, we thought of this idea and we were like, maybe a couple people send in videos. The first day we posted it, we had like 40 videos come in, and just sitting there watching them, I'm like, this is so cool, dude. Like, just watching people talk about how important horror is to them and hearing their stories and, relating to them, because I feel the same way. That's why horror is important to me. It's an escape from reality. It reminds me of my childhood and being in the video store. And it's awesome getting everybody else's opinion on it too. So that'll be out on Friday.
Awesome sauce, my man. Obviously we're halfway into the year. We're over the halfway mark now of 2025. What movies you looking forward to the rest of this year? Like, what's your tops?
My top 3 would be The Black Phone 2.
Fuck yeah.
Him. I'm really looking forward to him.
The football one.
Yep. And then Weapons.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I've been a Zach Krieger fan. I loved The Whitest Kids You Know. I thought he was great when he was doing that comedy troupe. And I thought Barbarian was epic. I loved Barbarian. So to see him now doing Weapons, like, I'm so excited to see the direction that he can go with this movie. Like, he's never let me down. Like I said, The Whitest Kids You Know was one of my favorite comedy troupes of all time.
Dude, I used to watch that too.
Oh, dude. Like, and then when I realized that he was making a horror movie, I was like, oh, this could be interesting. Because I've always said that comedians make the best horror writers because horror and comedy are both all about timing. And if your timing's not right with comedy, people don't laugh. If it's not right with horror, people aren't scared. And like Jordan Peele, for example. And I went into Barbarian and I was like, man, one of my favorite comedians is filming a movie in Detroit that takes place in Detroit with Justin Long and Bill Skarsgård and Georgina Campbell. And I was not disappointed.
It was good.
And so to see his sophomore effort with Weapons, I'm very stoked for that. So those would be my top 3 for the rest of the year.
I was going to say that new Weapons trailer. That looks so good. Black Phone 2. I know a lot of people say the first one's overrated. I love it. So
Barbarian and Black Phone were like neck and neck for my favorite of 2022, man.
Black
Those
Phone
are
was
so good, man.
Yeah, and Yeah, Black Phone beat out Halloween Ends for me, that's saying something because I love Halloween
Mhm.
Ends, and it beat out Scream 6. So Black Phone was great. I'm crazy
Loved it. Dude,
looking forward to
loved it.
that. So Black Phone 2, Weapons. And after seeing the second trailer, not that it looks like groundbreaking cinema, but I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm getting a little bit excited. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I'm getting
I I
nostalgia, I
hope
think.
the thing for me is, and again, I don't want it to be like that, but I don't like any of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies.
Come on, man.
I don't, man. Okay, like one is fine. It's fine. Like it's a fine movie. But people act like it's the best movie that came after Scream, and I don't think so. Like I
Oh
personally think
no.
Urban Legend and Valentine are both better than I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Fine.
I actually prefer I Still Know to You Know. I think
A
I
lot of
still know,
people do.
except for the whole like Will Ben's son, like that whole thing.
Benson.
Ben's son, man.
Whoa, you're
Um,
crazy.
it's just ridiculous. But
It's fun
you
for what it
know,
is.
yes, I'll always know is the biggest pile of dog shit in the world. But
Yeah. My wife
yeah,
wants us to she wants to watch it before we see the new one. I said, "Do we have to? It's not worth it. I promise.
no,
I promise."
no.
It's not good. I've only seen it once. I bought it, blindly when it came out. Super excited, being young, and I was like, "This is fucking terrible."
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think I Know What You Did Last Summer is the greatest thing in the world, but I just rewatched that last weekend, and I think I went up a half a star on that one as well. I had a really, really good time. I like the soundtrack. Freddie Prinze is, no offense, pretty terrible in that movie.
And that's the thing. I think all of them are great actors now. I think that they're all
Yeah.
good, but they were all, you could tell they were all very early in their acting
What?
careers. Like, you ain't gonna say a word. Do you understand?
Leave her alone.
Understand me? Yeah. Come on, man. Chill.
Even Jennifer
This
Love
is like
Hewitt, she wasn't good either. She looked good, but she wasn't good acting wise. Yeah.
Right.
So in The Fisherman, I'll give him some props. He's good for what he is. A guy in a
the
slicker.
best part of I Know What You Did Last Summer is Helen's chase scene.
That is
Like that's a dope part of that movie, man.
very reminiscent of Halloween. I'm just saying. I noticed a little bit of comparison as they're doing it. Could turn back, they go back to the fisherman, go to her, no keys. Pretty similar. Not that it's like groundbreaking cinema by doing that in your movie, but it reminded me of Halloween when they did that. It's fine. I'm excited to see who the killer is. I'm really hoping it's not some people out there say it's gonna be Sarah Michelle Gellar. Why? That doesn't even make any sense.
That really wouldn't make sense.
Or Brandy. I was like, why? It doesn't.
What the fuck would?
Why?
Yeah, that one went over my head too. I don't get that one.
They say the killer looks very feminine. I was like, I don't know. It looks like a person in a slicker killing.
Right.
We'll see.
I think that if it is a female killer, that'd be dope.
It's fine, but
yeah, we literally watched Helen die in the first one. Like this is canon to the first movie. Like,
technically, well, okay. They make it seem like she dies, but you don't actually see anything,
which is true.
They don't show good kills.
It's just like fucking Stu coming back. That's a whole nother thing we could talk about. But
my fingers are crossed and my toes and everything, so be quiet. Even if you don't like the idea, it'll just make me smile from ear to ear if he's the killer. But we're not going to see because they're not going to show us the killer in Scream 7 because it's going to wait until Scream 8.
That's what I've heard too. And
I hope so. It'd be about time. I mean, you can't do the same thing again. But I like Scream 5 and 6, and a lot of people didn't like those ones, so whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm either way, a lot of good movies to come. Hopefully this year can pick it up because it's not doing too hot right now.
We need to pick them up.
In my opinion. So. Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr. has a horror movie podcast? Really?
No shit.
And it's actually
dude, he seems like the coolest dude to kick it with. He loves horror movies. He loves professional wrestling. He just seems like a dude that would be really fun to hang out with.
Does he like Cody Rhodes? That's all I need to know. Does he like Cody Rhodes? Because I do. I'm just saying. I didn't like wrestling at all, and then my youngest is like all about it, and I was like, I guess I'll watch this with you. And then I'm I'm getting into it again. I'm like, I love watching wrestling now with you. Then my
Mm-hmm.
other kids they got into it and they made fun of them. I don't know. I'm back into it and I watch it all the time. So
Right.
I don't care. It's good fun.
It's fun. That's what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. My kids are like, it's so fake. I was like, yeah, no shit.
So are movies. Still watch them.
No, they're not. They are.
Dude, whenever people tell me like wrestling is fake, they're like, wrestling's fake, right? I'm like, dude, you're never gonna believe what I'm about to tell you about Freddy Krueger, bro. Like, I'm about to rock your fucking world, man. Like, the guy never got burned. Like, he's fine. Like, everything's good with him.
He's a real guy. Yeah, but I had a blast as always. Talking to Ken and talking about Jason Goes to Hell. Maybe some of you who are watching this now or after the fact will just give it another watch and give it another shot because it's a really fun time with really good kills and the story's wild, but you got to give him props for what he did for sure because
he took a big swing, man.
It's good. It's good for what it is. Just go in with an open mind. That's all you got to do. Open mind. A nice slasher film with some body horror and body jumping. It's a good time. I think you give it another shake. I give it 3.5 stars. I think you said you gave it 3.5 as well.
Yep.
Chat gave it 3. YouTube, Instagram gave it 3. It can't be that bad. Gotta give it another shot. Ken, thank you for coming on and hanging out. Always a pleasure, my man.
Seriously, the honor's mine. Thank you so much.
And I'll be back next week talking Jason X. Go check out everything that Sledgehammer Horror has to come this week. And I'll keep dropping my shorts like I've been doing because they do pretty good for me. And it's fun making them. So I will see you guys next week. Ken, pleasure as always, my good man. And everybody, stay scary, everybody. Have a good night.